Another Sky with Beach Day. So this was one which won out in the poll. So thank you. And yeah, one of those where you really go, no, thank you, with genuine thanks there, because this was one which, if it hadn't been selected, I'm not sure I would have got round to be honest. And yeah, I was pretty much blown away. I mean, Kylie on the chat, you mentioned how much you enjoyed it before I'd really got into it, and I thought, okay, because this is a band who, yeah, first came across when they played the Are You Listening festival in Reading, as per usual. Go through the list of bands and make your decisions, and there was a song of theirs which I particularly enjoyed, Something Tree. I can't remember the first word. But that was a real good song, and I thought, okay, they're very interesting. The lead singer, Katrin Vincent, has this very unusual singing style, and that seemed to be one of their kind of USPs, kind of this almost deep style of delivery, and they seem to be generating a bit of interest. They then brought out their debut album, which was well received by the critics, and yeah, again, if it hadn't been for the Album of the Year website, I wouldn't have even known this was coming out, because both the Album of the Year and Wikipedia is what I look at. It wasn't on the Wikipedia list. This is relatively, below the radar, I would say, and yeah, just seemed like a good one to add to the poll. And so here we go. Sophomore album. We subsequently have read about just what a triumph it was for the band to actually put this out. I mentioned at the top, so this is the band with the Sophomore album, which was created while sofa surfing. So Katrin Vincent was without a permanent residence for much of the creation of this album. They managed to record a lot of it in a crypt, which is quite a unique place to record an album and really get your groove on. And apparently they had to work in tandem with the church above them, so they weren't interrupting a funeral with some quite chunky guitar riffs. And yeah, I think that's fairly apt, because there is a lot of hard rock songs on here, as well as some very beautiful ones as well. And ultimately, an album I haven't enjoyed as much than this for a good long time. So yeah, I would even go back and yeah, okay, I'm kind of giving a spoiler about my intention of the foot five tonight, but yeah, best album for me since the Murder Capital was Gigi's Recovery, and just blown away. The guitar playing from Jack Gilbert, just magnificent. And the rest of the band come in really well. Naomi Lejeune on bass, Max Doolan on drums, and yeah, there's a bit of a narrative arc as well. They're kind of reaching for better days. There's quite a lot of relationship issues on here, which are sometimes you kind of get all the shades. Sometimes it's jagged little pill type, hateful lyrics back to their former lover. Other times it's a bit more, okay, there's a bit more distance now, and we're taking a more philosophical take. And there's a nice I like that contrast, I think, on the record as well. So a few highlights. I think A Feeling is just a seething track, heavy rock number. There's a real punk energy to it. I was actually the one which alerted me to what might be on this album, which was just really quick pace rock track with fun lyrics about falling in the Thames. More punk energy, quite original lyrics, I think. Death of the Author reminded me a bit of Radiohead and Foo Fighters, and it's about being captain of your own destiny, or even your downfall, with lyrics such as "Wait, why did I do this?" Burn the Way, very grungy. And it all builds up to this final one where they're starting to sort of, you can see they've moved beyond all of the chaos and which has come out of this unhealthy relationship by the end, and you end with Swirling Smoke, which is just didn't blow me away as a single, but actually on the album, it really, really did. And it kind of almost has this Eurythmics type singing of I See, and it's kind of that real cathartic, moving to the next stage of their life moment, and quite clubby actually as well. So, a lot of variety in this record, even though it starts off very, very rocky. And yeah, there's not an awful lot more for me to say about it apart from what a triumph this is in every single way, and I very much see this ranking extremely high on my list by the end of the year. So yeah, I don't know who wants to pitch in next on this one. I know Kylie, you were impressed when we spoke. Maybe not as impressed as me. I've waxed lyrical there, but where did you land?
No, we're on the same page, and it's good to hear that that you think that this is maybe a little under the radar your way as well. Because I figured maybe I haven't heard of these guys, just from the Ocean Divide. Definitely didn't listen to their debut album, but yeah, this from going from a poll winner that I had never heard of to it immediately just brought me in. I mean, the title track is such a great opener, and mixing in the horns on the pain. um, I really, really enjoyed though too. Burn the Way and Psychopath, which I put in my notes here. Though the guitar on those tracks verges into like bad late 90s alternative radio, but the way that they've kind of regurgitated it here really works for me, and it reminds me a lot of like Science and Make Yourself era Incubus in a way. Just those massive guitar riffs, just I don't know, ask me another year, I might think that those songs are kind of corny, but right now I'm like, damn, yeah, I'm feeling this. I get a little bit of nostalgia, but a little bit of, it's just some real craftiness the way they've done that. And yeah, Karen Vincent, I don't think there's enough that you can say about her vocal work on this record. She kind of challenges, what the expectations are for a female singer, just very, very deep, almost like I kept on thinking of, to go way back, like Nico with way more range. Just, the band itself is great. This is a great record, but she definitely is what makes me keep coming back to it. And I haven't had a chance yet to go back to the debut, but I mean, damn, this was a great first impression, and I'm with you. It's one of my favorite records of the year so far.
Two big thumbs up there. So Carl, do you make it 3?
Definitely do. Yeah, I mean, great shout, Andrew, for bringing this to the poll, and having heard, the Sub 41 record earlier today. Thank you for the voters for saving us from ourselves, I would say, as well. I think that was like a nostalgia pick.
Just know that in the chat, I was very mad about that pick. So
yeah, Kylie was the voice of reason. But no, really glad that this one ended up on the slate because, as you both said, it's a really stunning album. I mean, a bit similar to Ali X last month. Another Sky was like a band where I listened to their debut during lockdown, but then until you kind of added it to the slate for this month, completely forgot about them. So yeah, it was a welcome reminder listening to this record. As you say, got very quickly reminded of what was so enchanting about that debut, which, as you mentioned, Kylie, most notably, Katrin Vincent's vocals, just goosebumping juicing, I should say, at nearly every single turn. Her voice is probably worth the price of admission alone, but then you've got these, soaring soundscapes going on behind her, which, as you say, go from like the all-out rock tracks. You've got a feeling Otto, Burn the Way Psychopath, and then you've got the, those more atmospheric slow burners kind of towards the back end. I Caught on Fire, Star Raymond, Swirling Smoke, as you mentioned as well. And for me, I'd say it's in those latter moments where the album really comes alive. While I still enjoy like the rockier tracks, the ones that stand out to me are the ones, like you say, where Catherine's vocals are taking center stage, rather than the ones where it's, those big heavy riffs that are being placed front and center. I mean, in terms of favorites, I love the opening and closing tracks. Beach Day, just a really uplifting curtain raiser. And then, as you say, with Swirling Smoke, I didn't realize it was actually a single, but yeah, it was a really dreamy, understated closing moment for the record. Kind of fades off into the night. I think it works perfectly. Really like those two. And then my two favorites, I'd say, are probably the duo right in the heart of the record. I Never Had Control and Death of the Author. Which again, yeah, Catherine's vocals just incredible. I think it's on I Never Had Control where it really hits home. You got the beautiful strings that kind of come in towards the end there as well. And then yeah, Death of the Author, just a great showcase for the whole band. Just builds to this like emphatic crescendo with Catherine's vocals powering over these like big climatic riffs. Yeah, just mind blowing. So maybe I'd say I wouldn't put it quite as high as you both into that, top spots for the year so far, but not taking anything away from it. It's a fantastic record. And I'd say that the one thing that maybe at times stops it hitting that next level for me is maybe in moments it is, like you say, Kylie, it does feel a bit safe and conventional with some of those rock tropes. But yeah, like I said, there's no denying this is a great sophomore outing. Not one bad track amongst the bunch. And yeah, some truly outstanding moments along the way there as well. So big thumbs up from me as well.
Lovely. So very high praise for Beach Day. Yeah, off to a flyer.